Because Tianchi Lake is surrounded by snowy mountains.
The days here appear as linked. Otherwise, one might mistake the prolonged summer in this place for a harsh winter.
If it were indeed winter, the Tianchi Lake would be frozen, the Grandier River obstructed, and the Hans covered in ice. In that case, ascending Mount Tianchi would be impossible.
Shh. Keep your voice down. If your fellow clanspeople hear this, they might goad you into challenging me again during the winter.
Don't fret. No one from my clan would dare defy me. Speaking of which, why would a mere historian have the authority to tell you what to do?
A historian? Did I forget something again?
You'll have to figure it out on your own. I met a historian on my way here, and he employed me to urge you to think of a name.
Well, looks like I've forgotten everything about it. What is the name about?
He said it was kind of a national title. Your language can be quite troublesome.
Ah, I remember now. It was indeed an oversight on my part.
I'm surprised when he told me he simply couldn't start recording anything without that name. What exactly is that name about?
It's about everything. It's about you, me, your clan, my clan, the greater clan formed by our future generations, and the heavens, the earth, the mountains, the rivers, everything that traverses the seasons and is witnessed by the sun and the moon. In short, it's a name that encompasses everything we're seeing now.
Wow, that's quite a serious name. So, have you come up with it yet?
Yes, it shall be Xia, meaning summer. May this vast land forever flourish in greenery.
Bureau of Husbandry and Agriculture. This is Singh from the Bureau of Oversight and Integrity. I'm currently conducting my daily inspections at Hydrological Observatory 838 in the main of the Grandier River. I'll be sending the hydrological and meteorological data. Please analyze the data and deliver the report to the municipal government.
Understood. Please provide an adequate number of samples for analysis and comparison.
Sure, I'll personally oversee the operation.
I heard that once this quarter's inspections are completed, you'll be taking a whole month off, Secretary Ching?
Yeah, the work here is finally about to end, so I plan to take some time off and enjoy the Harvest Festival in September as a civilian.
Thank you for your hard work. By the way, here's a little gift for you.
What's this?
I snatched this yellow iris by the riverside. It's been blooming for more than a week without showing any signs of wilting, and its fragrance is intense. Hopefully, it will chase away some of your fatigue.
Did you just say you picked this flower by the river?
Yeah, why? What's up?
There are too many water striders out there.
Is something wrong?
I'll have to go to the riverside and see what's happening there. The river is just up ahead. Go there and take a look. I hope I was mistaken.
Isn't that Secretary Ching? Saw you from afar and wondered if it was you. Are you here for inspection today?
Yeah? What are you doing here?
Just fishing, but I haven't caught anything all morning. It's weird. The fish aren't biting lately.
By the way, there are so many ospreys here, so naturally there should be a lot of fish around.
Yeah, maybe they're the ones scaring away my fish. And there are so many insects too, but you know what? Those mosquitoes don't even seem to bite people anymore. Been sitting here all morning, and not a single mosquito bite on my leg. Sorry for the rambling. Don't forget about the calligraphy assembly at the square tonight. My old man is looking forward to meeting you there.
I'll see if I have time for that. I should head to the riverbank and take a... Huh? What's with all these insects? Feels like my blade just hit an iron block. Used too much force. I can't control my strength when my mind is in turmoil. But seriously, why are there so many insects here? And what's with those clustered birds? Let's go over and take a look. Why is this osprey so aggressive? What's happening to these ospreys? Their feathers are blue, and their claws and beak are sharp and hard. Are they infected with some kind of contagious disease? I must hurry back to Waisha and report the unusual situation here. The subtle changes in the flower's appearance, the unusual clustering behavior, and those mutant insects and ospreys. That's not my imagination. No doubt this is caused by an anomaly. Again, my precious vacation is going down the drain. Instead, I'm looking at overtime. In light of the current situation, therefore, I'll be presiding over this meeting, and I ask for your cooperation as always. First of all, I'd like to ask for a briefing on the progress of our deployment since our last meeting. Bureau of Husbandry and Agriculture, what's the current status of the crops?
To be frank, it's getting worse. According to our calculations, all types of crops should have started to mature long ago. However, the centralized agricultural system detects that wheat, sorghum, rice, and other ration crops remain stagnant in their growth phase without any signs of sprouting ears. Oilseed crops such as soybeans, peanuts, and flax haven't yet produced seeds for oil extraction. Fruit trees such as apples, pears, and peaches experience successful pollination during the flowering period, but they haven't progressed beyond the end of that phase. All crops have stopped developing fruits, as if the growth process has come to a standstill. In addition, the drones managed by the centralized agricultural system have observed new symptoms on the crops.
What symptoms?
I brought some photos here. Please, take a look at them. As you can see, many crops are exhibiting an unusual greenish color on their surface. This color is not attributable to natural chlorophyll, but resembles a metallic rather than a biological coloration. On affected plants, this greenish tint behaves akin to a rust disease, spreading towards the unaffected parts of the plant.
Could this be a new plant pathogen?
That was our initial suspicion. However, it's not only the crops, but also some animals residing in the fields that are displaying these symptoms. While we have dealt with zoonotic diseases before, this is the first time we've encountered a plant-animal disease. The Bureau of Husbandry and Agriculture currently lacks the means to identify cross-species diseases. So we collected samples and sent them to the Bureau of Health and Welfare for virus testing, but we haven't received any results yet.
Bureau of Health and Welfare, have you discovered anything yet?
Well, just as Director Frank said, diseases affecting both plants and animals are exceptionally rare, and we need more time.
So, no results yet.
There will be results. We just need a little bit more time.
No progress in virus testing. Thank you for the report. Next question. Bureau of Treasury and Trade, how much do you predict our agricultural production will drop this year?
This issue is quite complicated, Secretary Ting. Since we are not directly involved in agricultural production, we are not aware of the details.
Please stay on topic.
Well, we can only give economic forecasts after the Bureau of Husbandry and Agriculture provides reports on crop maturity and acreage. However, they haven't provided such reports this year.
Now is not the time to pass the buck. I'm not blaming you. I need to understand the gravity of the situation facing Songlin City. I believe I've made myself clear. Please provide a concise answer.
Based on the information shared by Director Feng, we will have to make estimations based on the worst-case scenario. This year, our agricultural production will be only 3% to 7% of prior year's levels.
I understand. Songlin City plays a crucial role in Xian's agricultural production, and if we don't have a harvest, it will create a crisis for all of Xian. Director Feng, could you please provide an update on our grain reserves?
Our current reserves are enough to feed the people of Xian for 9 months. Together with the reserves in the rest of the country, we can sustain ourselves for 2 years without a harvest.
Bureau of Roads and Travel, what's the status of our transportation capacity?
Mobilization is not an overnight process. Involves multiple parties and numerous challenges.
What specific challenges are you talking about? Bring them up and we'll work together to address them.
First, there's a serious shortage of professional drivers.
Then why don't you communicate with the Bureau of Employment and Social Support? Any other problems?
We lack the funds to purchase enough vehicles for transportation.
That falls under the responsibility of the Bureau of Treasury and Trade. Go ask for additional funds from them.
But the annual budget is set at the beginning of every year. Even if I make a request, it'll likely be rejected, right?
So, in other words, you haven't even asked the Bureau of Treasury and Trade for additional funds.
No, that's not the case. According to regulations, the budget is approved at the beginning of each year, and the allocation.
Allow me to remind you, Director, I work in the Bureau of Oversight and Integrity, and I know the rules and regulations better than you do. Bureau of Treasury and Trade, has the Bureau of Roads and Travel ever informed you about the lack of funds?
No.
No, never. Why didn't you mention it, Director?
We will submit a formal application after the meeting.
Are there any other difficulties?
We haven't encountered such a large-scale demand for transportation capacity in many years. It requires coordination of water, air, road, and rail transportation. And we're still trying to figure out how to manage this.
Don't you have an emergency plan in place?
You know, the situation is too rare for us to have anticipated.
You may not have an emergency plan for total crop failure, but you should have a plan for a potential war, right? Or you don't.
But we've been living in peace for decades.
During our last... So, what exactly... Let me ask you some questions. How many trucks do we have? How many freight trains? And how many cargo planes and ships? What is the capacity of each transportation method? How many of these vehicles can be deployed within 24 hours, within 7 days, and within a month? How many of these vehicles are equipped with refrigeration and insulation devices for transporting grain? For the vehicles without these capabilities, how long would it take to install them? Do we have enough drivers for all these vehicles? Do we have a plan in place for scheduling and providing financial subsidies for the drivers?
Well, we have limited manpower and capabilities. I apologize for our shortcomings.
My patience is wearing thin. The Bureau of Roads and Travel has shown laziness, cowardice, short-sightedness, and incompetence. Your laziness has delayed progress. Your cowardice has hindered collaboration with other departments. Your short-sightedness has prevented proper planning. And your incompetence gave you... It lines up with our earlier assessment. This change is caused by anomalies. I lost my temper. After all, the staff at the Songli Municipal Government didn't have the means to solve the problem. Anger can cloud judgment. Looks like I still need to work on myself. After sorting this out, I'll practice calligraphy and reflect on myself. I've got to get back and... Huh? Why are there so many people gathered at the government? The sprinkler system in this block has been activated.
Whoa, go away! Don't break my camera!
Crushing horses and riders! Coward!
It's hard to capture photos of such predatory birds in the city, so I got a bit too close.
Is what just happened a common occurrence?
Of course not. Ospreys in these parts are a rare sight, and they usually take off when people get too close. They rarely leave the wetlands because the city doesn't offer much prey for them. Plus, most of the ospreys around Sanglin City are used to humans. And seriously, we're way bigger than them, so I don't get why they attacked me.
Those birds are starting to cause a commotion. Coward! Coward!
These ospreys always gather around the sprinklers.
I wonder if the sprinklers make certain noises that attract birds. They dare to cause trouble in front of a Weisha member? Great. Now I can finally release all the pent-up frustration from that silly meeting. Huh? Why is the skin of these animals so tough? Those animals are gathering near these sprinklers. They seem to be attracted to the water from these sprinklers. Moreover, they appeared more aggressive after drinking the water. I must report this discovery to my peers immediately. Hey guys, I'm back.
Hey, Sheen, finish the meeting of the government?
Yeah, all the directors had a brief discussion and mapped out the current situation. Is Master Yuan Xuan here?
No, unfortunately. Master Yuan Xuan left.
Did he go to Tsingyu City?
Yes, our early intelligence indicated that the anomaly originated there. As for why the anomaly spread to Sanglin City, we don't have any clues yet.
Since Master Yuan Xuan went there personally, the situation must be dire.
I don't have access to the details, but judging from the members Master Yuan Xuan took with him, the situation is indeed worrisome. I heard that Tsingyu City is currently isolated from the outside world. Such a renowned city was suddenly isolated from the rest of the world. Our public media has been carefully blocking the information to prevent suspicion and panic among the common people. Not to mention that Master Yuan Xuan has taken a great number of our elite members.
How many people do we have here?
Basically the ones you see now. Before Master Yuan Xuan left, he left the matter of Sanglin City in your hands. We're at your disposal now.
I see. Thank you all for placing your trust in me. I'll share the information with everyone here. Firstly, our judgment was correct. The total crop failure is indeed caused by the anomaly. Secondly, we need further investigation to figure out the symptoms of the plants and animals. The government has entrusted the Bureau of Health and Welfare with the task, but honestly, they're hardly reliable. Here's the image and pathology data I got from the Bureau.
I'll do the imaging analysis.
I will conduct a pathology analysis.
The Bureau of Treasury and Trade will face significant financial challenges this year. We should be prepared for drastic market fluctuations.
I've been monitoring the market and economic indicators.
If you spot anything unusual, report to me immediately. Next, the Bureau of Roads and Travel has been slow on progress, and I've already reprimanded them. However, it'll take some time for them to actually do something.
We can mobilize transportation capacities from other regions through our channels.
Let's hold off on that for now. It's a task that falls within the capabilities of the Songling municipal government, and we mustn't encourage their laziness or interfere too much with everyday society. However, we should still make preparations, and if the Bureau of Roads and Travel fails to fulfill their responsibilities, we will need to take action. Lastly, the symptoms indicate the possibility of a cross-species disease. If humans can also be infected, the situation will be much more severe than just a food shortage.
I'm monitoring all major hospitals. If I come across any patients with similar symptoms, I will report to you immediately.
Monitoring hospitals alone won't be enough. Once patients start arriving at hospitals, it means the infection has already spread. We need an emergency plan for a potential pandemic.
At what scale should we prepare?
They told me to find out where the mutation came from, but they didn't give me any details. Am I supposed to search every nook and cranny of this place? Now I'm really ticked off. She made me follow those ridiculous rules, and now I'm running errands for her. Oh, just you wait, Sting. When I get back, I'll definitely demand a hearty meal. Sting said not to litter. But then again, so if I just toss the cooler, whose advice should I follow now? Ah, forget it. There's no surveillance here. You stupid lizard!
Now this is a serious problem. If we can, in that case, the food supply of Xi'an will be in trouble, even if we manage to survive this year with our reserves. What will we rely on next year? We must not allow a recurrence of the devastating famine that struck the Western region 15 years ago. Everyone here, please, uncover the truth and lift the crisis before the end of summer.
All right, enough talking. It's time to get to work. Let's start investigating the nearest module, in that 2 o'clock direction. Nothing seems out of the ordinary here. First, a storm of fear! Lightning speed! Why are there so many farm animals gathered in this place? Lightning speed! That hurts! Even if we ignore the abnormal behavior of the livestock, what's wrong with these plants? Let's head to the hydroponic area. This looks bad. So many oxen and water lizards are gathering here.
Enough of this nonsense! Stop right now! Lightning speed!
This is not a pet. Looks like I need to do some serious investigating here. Since when did these farm animals... Hey, is that a residence? Finally! But before that, looks like I'll have to help the owner teach these unruly animals a lesson. What? Another bunch of them? Get rid of them quickly! I don't want to end up being blamed for the havoc they wreak!
Of inspiration!
These oxen are totally mutated. Were they really meant for plowing the land? Anyway, their horns and hooves look like metal crystals, and their bodies have undergone They only seem to gather around when the sprinklers are on, as if they're drawn to the water itself.
Hey, who's causing all that ruckus out? Oh, what are you doing?
I'm here to check...
Oh, so the government...
Yeah, you could say that.
I know.
So, he can't see... Things haven't been too peaceful around here lately, so an old man like you should just stay home.
I'd love to, but I'm in charge of this field. You've done a great...
Oh, you prepared lunch? Then let's go!
Come, give it a try.
It's so tasty.
Take your time and don't gobble it all up like that, little girl. I may not be wealthy, but you can eat as much as you want. I can tell you're not from the Jungian region. Where's your hometown?
I was born in the Western region. How'd you figure that out, old man?
As I thought. You're indeed from the Western region. It's been many years since there was a famine in Jungian region, but in the Western region, I saw many kids starving 15 years ago.
People who have experienced famine and those who haven't, they eat differently. Starvation leaves a memory that seeps into your very bones. Even when you have enough food in later days, starvation sticks with you for the rest of your life and adds its flavor to every grain of rice you chew and every meal thereafter. Oh, I'm sorry. Did that bring back bad memories? Judging by your age, you must have been born during that great famine.
Yeah. You don't need to be sorry.
I know. But I just hope that no one will ever go hungry again in the land of Qian. However, the crops are growing noticeably slower this year, and I'm worried that if this continues,
Since you've been living here, old man?
Well, everything is so messed up. But if I were, after all, the entire sprinkler system...
The Grandeur River? Where are my notes? Oh, here they are. Let's see.
Take your time. I'll go get you some fruit.
Sure enough, the closer the animals are to the water source, the more intense their mutations become. I'm full now, old man. Thanks for treating me. Oh, and don't forget what I said. Just stay home. Huh? Who's this guy? The old man's son? Or his grandson? Whatever. Not important. I gotta get back and feel insane.
When it rains, it pours. By the way, has Sean come back? It's been a while since I sent her out. I believe she has completed her task.
Sang, I'm back!
Calm down, Sean. How many times have I told you not to yell in public? Show some restraint, especially on important occasions.
You start nagging as soon as I walk in the door. Fine, I get it. Aren't you curious about what I found?
Looks like you're pleased with your discoveries.
Of course, I'm the first one back from the investigation. So now you can see who's got the skills and who's slacking off, right?
All right, go ahead and spill the beans.
So I bumped into this old farmer who told... Oh yeah, the water source. The closer the animals to it, the worse their mutations get. Here are samples of the plants and insects I collected from the river. Look, they're practically bronze now.
Are you doing this again? You're amazingly persistent in some weird ways. Haven't I told you already? Her vitals are being monitored, and we'll know immediately if she wakes up. There's no point in guarding her bedside. Oh, you're awake. Don't try talking. Take a sip of water first. No need to explain or ask questions. Just listen to me for now. But before that, how should I address you? The Prophecy Seer? One of the 2 survivors in the Tower of Babel? Or the last director of Emaon? Don't worry, she's safe for now, but Zero took a bold step to protect you, one that almost cost her life. You can thank her when she wakes up. Anyway, since you don't seem to like any of those titles, I'll just call your name. A name feels more personal than a title, don't you think? You can call me Gentan, the same Gentan from the poem. Atop Gentan Pavilion, I pen poems with delight. On Parrot Island, I immerse in wine's respite. Let me catch you up on what has happened so far. So, that's what went down in the Library of Babel. The god of the sun, the prophecy, Oedipus's tragedy, and Nemesis. So, when I received Viola's message, I had a feeling that something big was about to happen. And when it actually did, I couldn't help but feel a mix of emotions. Oh, right, Viola. Nana told her to leave early, and that's how I found out about you. Unfortunately, I only received a message from her, saying that Emaon would have a new director. So I came back here in a hurry, and you know what happened next? I found you, and Zero among the ruins. Unfortunately, like I said, I only found you and Zero among the ruins. I don't think I need to repeat myself a third time. Emotionally, I don't have a deep connection with them, so I won't shed tears over their departure. And logically, I wouldn't advise you to get too sentimental either. Who knows? Maybe they're not dead at all. I mean, literally. The Library of Babel. If a tiny explosion could simply wipe out such an anomaly, why would we have spent thousands of years overseeing it? In Xian, we have a parable about blind people trying to figure out what an elephant looks like. Each blind person touches a different part of the elephant, and when they put it all together, they realize that an elephant is something round and thick, thin and long, and flat and wide. They call it an elephant, even though none of them can grasp the whole picture. Similarly, the library only shows you a glimpse of its endless contents. Imagine the beacon as a power source, and the Tower of Babel as a computer. When the beacon is activated, it's like booting up a computer named the Tower of Babel, connected to a server called the Library of Babel. The God of the Sun only destroyed the space where the beacon was located, a joint created by the beacon between reality and the library. Well, would the collapse of a star even matter to the whole universe? While the connection is severed, the impact might seem mind-blowing, and those who were stuck within the library. So basically, well, forget it. Since the This is the beacon of the library. The black monolith you saw is actually imagine this. When you press a seal on a clay tablet, if you just look at the tablet, you'd think one pattern is on one, but on the roller, they're right next. This is the true beacon that can... I found it next to you, and now I'm giving it back to you. So, as the last director of Maon, what's your next move? I see. Well, take your time and consider this matter before Zero wakes up. After all, she's the one who wants your answer the most. Fine.
Stand up. The library. Go back to where you should be.